Back to another episode of Perfectly Imperfect, where I talk about everything from Supernatural to Harry Potter and everything in between. So I know I've been gone a while, but since I have been gone, a lot of things have happened. First off, Stephenie Meyers released Midnight Sun, which probably caused Robert Pattinson to have some extreme PTSD. The Percy Jackson series is getting a show on Disney+. I am so excited. I hope that it meets the expectation and is at least better than the movies, and maybe a bit better than the musical. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. So the thing I'm going to be talking about today is supernatural books, specifically these. These are the only ones I have, and these are the ones that I'm going to be talking about today. So the first book I want to talk about is these mini little supernatural books. The publisher is Titans Books, and this one is One Year Gone. And basically this takes place when Sam is in hell, or at least when Dean thinks he's in hell, and Dean is living with Lisa and Ben. And as you can see, I haven't gotten too far into it. But basically, believing that Sam is in hell, Dean tries to keep his promise to his younger brother and live a normal life with Lisa and Ben. However, when he realizes that a spell in the Necronomicon could raise Lucifer and therefore Sam, he convinces his new family to travel with him on vacation to Salem. Meanwhile, Sam is not as far away as Dean thinks and has his own reasons for hunting the Salem witches. It also says that this novel reveals the events of the year between season 5 and 6. And these are written by people who helped create Supernatural. So it's basically like canon fanfiction is, I guess, the best way to describe it. And these books are actually really cheap. They're only like $8 at Barnes & Noble. And there's a ton of them. But they're so cute, and of course the covers are really pretty and nice because they've got the boys on them and the little Supernatural. And I've actually got two of them. I've got The Heart of the Dragon, which is about, I think this one has Cass in it, but it's about a monster that Sam and Dean hunted, and that their father hunted, and that their grandparents even hunted. And it kind of tells the story from all of those perspectives. And it seems really interesting. I'm not reading it right now. My mom actually is. And she's fallen in love with these books. But they're a good little read. Alright, so the next one I want to talk about is Fangasm. Supernatural Fangirls. I love and adore this book when I read it. I could not put it down. It's basically about how this one woman, how she found Supernatural and fell in love with it, and how she started going to conventions, and how the fandom just kind of took over her life, which I think a lot of us can relate to. You know, we started to get into something, we really liked it, and then all of a sudden our life was taken over by that fandom, but in the best way possible, right? But it's by Catherine Larson and Lynn S. Zuberans. I may have that wrong. If I am, I'm so sorry, because I met this woman, Lynn, and she is so wonderful. She's such an amazing woman, and she's so kind and sweet. But yeah, so this one is a very good first read if you're maybe just getting into Supernatural and you want to know about the fandom and what it's like to be a fangirl and to obsess about these fictional characters and these guys and these actors. It's a very good read. I recommend. 10 out of 10. The next two I have are from the same person, the Lynn. And the next one that I got this one with Fangasm, is Family Doesn't End with Blood. And this one is my favorite as well. As my mom loves this one too. But the reason we love this one is because it actually has chapters that were written by the actors. So you get to kind of see their thoughts on the show and how they feel about the fandom and being adored. And it's just amazing. And it will make you cry if you are an emotional person. And one of my favorite things that I've seen people do with this book is they will get people to actually, they'll go to the conventions and they'll actually get the actors to sign the book, their chapters in the book. And so when me and my mom went, we got Matt Cohen to sign his chapter, and he was so happy to, and he was so nice about it. It was amazing. I just loved it. And the last one we're going to talk about is one that just recently came out, and it's about the ending of Supernatural, which, if you are a Supernatural fan like me, you are going to be really, really sad when it ends and don't know what to do with yourself anymore. And is there'll be peace when you are done. Another thing I like about this book is it has a chapter written by a fellow YouTuber on here who actually is one of my inspirations for starting my own fandom channel, and that's Alana King, and she's a wonderful YouTuber and very fandom oriented, especially with the Supernatural fandom. If you haven't seen any of her videos, I very strongly recommend you go see her channel. She's amazing. And it says at the beginning, it says actors and fans celebrate the legacy of Supernatural. And it's true, this show has been a wonderful thing for me and for many other people as far as what it's done for people. Personally, for me, my story, I started this journey, believe it or not, at Christian summer camp, watching it on one of the TVs when I was probably supposed to be outside doing something. I don't know. But I started watching Supernatural that day. And little did I know that it would become a new fandom and obsession of mine. But you can find most of these books online. You can find them on Amazon or on Barnes & Noble. Most book retailers, I think, holds. But I really do love Lynn's books. She does have more out there, and they're really good. I think another thing that's so great about these is that these books can help carry the fandom long after the show ends. You have your canon fan fiction that can help you learn what happens between the seasons, and you have multiple ways to connect with other Supernatural fans and listen to their stories and talk about their experiences. And I think they've said that they're going to keep doing the conventions, if I remember correctly. They are, but none of these are ever really expensive, so if you need an outlet or something to read, I know we're all stuck in quarantine right now, and most of us have nothing to do. It's just been amazing to see how this fandom has grown and all the attributions that it's given and all the experiences other people have had and how it's helped so many people.